Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Dark Souls. Let's see, I believe last time we rang the first bell? Last time-ish, I don't know. We got invaded and all sorts of stuff happened. So I don't actually recall how far back that was. So I have a bit of a plan. I did a little bit of thinking during my break. Can we... Let's do this. I'm going to adjust my equipment a little bit. I want to equip the steel helm. Can we equip anything else? Yes. That's too much for us, right? Yeah, that is too much. So... Okay, so we're gonna just not have pants. That's what's going on here. But we have a little bit of armor. Okay, so I did a little bit of thinking. I have a plan. So we are gonna go to the forest. The Darkroot Garden, the Darkroot Basin, that whole thing. So I have a little bit of a thought process. I want to get some decent magic resistance. There are some things coming up, and I'm going to want high magic resistance for those. Especially because I'm not really wearing much in the way of armor. By which I mean I'm not really wearing armor at all. So magic resistance is going to be very important. I'm going to rest this bonfire just in case something bad happens to us where we're going. Nothing bad will happen, but, you know, just in case. So for magic resistance, we have a couple of options. There is a magic resistant shield that we can get. It has, it blocks like 100% physical, of course. Pretty much all the shields that I will ever use will have it 100% physical block. It also blocks 80% of magic attacks. So if we block like a sorcery attack or something just straight on with our shield up, the shield will absorb 80% of that damage for us. That's good. That's about as good as it gets in this game. That might actually be the highest percentage. So we can go get that shield, no problem. Like, it's not too difficult for us to go acquire the Crest shield. It is shaped like a tube of toothpaste. No, not really. That would be kind of cool. Well, cool might not be the right word. That would be kind of a thing. Heard this tree, so we'll kill him. This will also give us a chance to acquire these purple moss clumps, which are absolutely fantastic for curing poison. That is actually all that they're for. They cure poison, and that'll be good. Also, there's another Titanite bug here that I would like to kill. I think it might be that glowing thing up ahead, kind of to the right. I don't know if we're actually going to get it. I'm going to hope so. Ah, dang it. Oh, my weapon is way too slow. Oh well, that's okay, we can come back for it. So the Crest Shield will help. That is a good start. We can also buy the Magic Resistance Ring. I forget exactly what it's called. Like the, Magic Stone Plate Ring? Something like that? I forget. Anyway, we can buy that. That is going to be a bit spendy, though. It's going to cost us, if I'm not mistaken... something in the neighborhood of like 15,000 souls. Like, that's a big number. That is especially big considering we have less than 1,000 souls. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for. A good way to get souls, as I think I've mentioned earlier, is just to kill bosses. So killing big tough creatures nets you lots and lots of souls. Sorry, this guy I'm going to have to maybe concentrate for. This is a tricky fight just because we're on this narrow walkway and I don't want to fall off. I wouldn't mind knocking the knight off. These black knights are all just vicious. This guy has a halberd, so he has a really good reach. Okay. Yeah, and you can't kick him. He is resistant to being kicked. He says no to that. Can backstab him though, and we do have a pretty beefy sword. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, cool. So we got a blue Titanite chunk and about 2,000 souls, so that's a good start. So if we come in here and we kill the boss, well, the first boss of the forest, there are actually two. we can get a pretty hefty chunk of souls, and that will maybe help us buy the ring that I'm after. By the way, that shield that I just picked up, it's a good shield. It's a decent shield. The Grass Crest shield. This is not the one I'm after. This only has 42% magic resistance block and only 95% physical damage reduction. And then its stability is not great either. So I'm just gonna stick with the relatively crappy heater shield that we picked up right away, just because nothing better has really presented itself at this point. There is a bonfire here. And we can keep going back this way, and there will be an elevator down to the Valley of the Drakes. There is nothing I want from the Valley of the Drakes at the moment, so we're not going to go there just yet. Just so you know, Valley of the Drakes is something that we could access. We could have actually accessed and run through here and gotten to this area because I have the master key and done that little bit of sequence breaking right out the gate. Which normally I would do if I wasn't particularly interested in showing everything in the proper order. Which is kind of one of my main purposes for doing this run, is I want to show off things in the proper order, more or less. So yeah. So anyway, so we're gonna fight the one of the two bosses of the forest here. There's kind of two sections of forest. Each one has a separate boss. We will be fighting both of them eventually. One of them is required to actually complete the game. But that Titanite bug not respawn? That's sad. Yeah, so one of them will be required to beat the game. We're going to fight the more or less optional one first. It's also very, very easy. So we're going to go wreck the Moonlight Butterfly. I think it also has, like, the coolest music in the game, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, couple of trees. Man, I love being able to kill these guys in one hit. This sword is just the best thing ever. Also, if we get an extra 5,000 souls and just kind of have, you know, mad cash laying around, we could conceivably get more Demon Titanite. There are two very easy pieces I know of that we can acquire. They involve going back to, well, going to the place where we're going to go get our grass, or not our grass crest, but our crest shield. So in that same location where I'm getting the crest shield, we will have an option to pick up to 2 more Demon Titanites, which means, you know, at least 1 more, maybe 2 more upgrades for our sword that we're using right now. So not a bad idea. I don't want to pour too many resources into this sword right now because we're not going to be using it forever. We're not going to be using it for the whole game. But, you know, every little bit helps, right? And if it helps us stay alive and be successful until we get a better weapon, then so be it. That is a success in my book. All right, I'm going to kill these trees again really, really quick here. Just because they are jerks and I want their purple moss clumps. And also there's that item there that I missed. Oh, don't want to get grabbed. Alright, now dang it. So these trees have 3 different types of moss that they can drop. The purple moss clump will cure poison. The red moss clump will cure bleeding. And those two are, they drop roughly the same rate, fairly frequently. And then much, much, much more rare, there is a purple blooming moss clump that can drop. Oh, damn it, we're being invaded again. The purple blooming moss clump, it cures toxic, which is like a nastier version of bleeding. And there are 3 trees that are going to pop out when I grab this, and we're going to have to deal with them for the rest of the game. Anytime we come through here, we have to fight these 3 trees. That's okay. I don't mind. Since I can one-shot these trees, this is not an issue. So yeah, getting a couple of those blooming purple moss clumps would be handy, but not strictly required. The regular purple ones are much more important to me. Oh, maybe we weren't invaded. Maybe that's just a fog gate that I have to pass through for some unknown reason. Okay. We're gonna go this way first. For whatever reason, there are these weird living tree things here, they don't attack, they're just there. They're just kind of creepy. And there's 2 of them in the game, and they don't respawn, and that was the first one. The other one is just right up ahead here. I believe this route just leads to a couple of items and a couple of creatures that we can kill. That green blossom is also a pretty handy item. I'll talk about it when we need to use it. That won't be for a while. I'll talk about it now. The green... What was that thing even called? This, green blossom. It increases your stamina recovery speed, so you recover your green stamina bar much, much quicker. That allows you to block a lot more and like dodge and attack and do all sorts of stuff. So pretty handy. If you're ever in a situation where, you know, maybe you're blocking a lot or trying to dodge a lot and you don't have enough stamina to get off many attacks, that might be a good candidate for when you want to use those things. Let's see, we've seen those weird, like, red and black spotted frog enemy things. There are only a couple of them here. They only show up in this forest. There's one other... Well, there's 2 other enemy types that we're going to encounter. I'm going to kill a couple of these frogs. They're not super threatening, and they're pretty easy to kill, to be honest. You just got to kind of strafe around them and watch out for their tongues. Oh, we got another green blossom. And there's the last one. Awesome. This is actually really, really good. We're getting a lot of these. Soul of a Proud Knight. Also awesome. That is a ton of extra souls. So the other main enemy of note in this area of the forest would be these sleeping stone statues, and they wake up when you get near, so they are bad news. They have a really nasty miracle. It slows you down and prevents you from dodging if you are within a certain radius of them. So you'll see this that glyph that forms around me. That means that I'm locked down by their tranquil walk of peace. Luckily, I have a decent shield and a really, really high damage output, so I can just kind of tank that and shut these guys down. You know, I don't really have to worry about dodging or any of that nonsense. And was he protecting anything? He might have been. He was not. There's water down there. There's like a lake or a river or something. Stream. A pond. A spring, maybe. One of those things. Anyway, yeah, so those knights are quite terrifying if you come here as a low level, or if you don't have a very good weapon. Like, if you're not generally prepared for them, they can shut you down pretty hard, because they have big swings, they're enormous, they swing very large swords that are very hard to dodge away from, and they just do a ton of damage. And I'm just gonna, yeah, I mean, you can go ahead and cast, I'm just gonna wreck you. Like, not even concerned. Not an issue. Wolfring. Now, a lot of people would be tempted to maybe, like, try to hop back over there onto the main path, but it's actually a chasm here, and that would be a bad idea. I think you can do, like, a running jump. I don't trust my ability to platform, so I'm not going to do that, but I do think I want to equip that ring. Yeah, boost poise. Oh boy, that is the best. Poise is our resistance to being interrupted. So more poise equals I can usually power through lesser enemy attacks and actually finish what I'm trying to do. That's good. That'll be good for, like, trading hits and that sort of thing. Which generally, I don't know, maybe you don't want to do, especially if you're not wearing pants, but I don't really care. So yeah, poise is very, very, very good to have. Sadly, when push comes to shove, I think I'm going to be dropping the poise ring in order to equip the magic resistance ring, because that's going to be far more important for us. Yeah, go ahead. Come on, cast your little spell. Yep, do that. That's fine. You know, whatever. Whatever you gotta do. And I love how they just completely ragdoll and are all floppy as soon as you kill them. Oh, video games. Let's see, what else is in here? A tree just popped up behind us. We will kill you really quick. potential trap. If you're not paying attention, you know, you might not hear it pop out. There's this weird snaky lizard thing here. It can, I believe, like, bite at you and poison you. So you want to kill them. Weird two-headed snakes. There's only, like, I think there's only 2 of those enemies. I think that's one. I think the other one is on another tree right over here. Yeah, right here. They have, like, no HP, and they're not a huge threat, so I don't know about those. Alright, we're gonna fight a few more of these knights. Alright, 3 hits. 3 just regular boring hits. That is not bad. Oh, and you know what I just realized? I am going to want the assistance of the NPC here, and I am not human, so I can't summon them. That is a bit of a stupid move on my part. I think I was in a little bit of the Dark Souls 2 mentality, where you can just turn human without having to go back to a bonfire. Ooh. There we go. And then the other one's going to wake up right here. That's okay, though. We can go back to the bonfire. This is free souls. I'm okay with that. We are in dire need of getting tons of souls. Alright, so my dodging has been disabled thanks to this guy's Tranquil Walk of Peace. That's okay. I don't need dodging. Just go ahead and take that hit. That's not much I can do about that. Alright. Cool, so that's pretty much the forest cleared out. There's one little area where we could go back there, and that's where the boss fight's gonna be. So I'm just gonna run right back up here to our bonfire, and we will turn human real quick. And I do need the humanity for that. Cool, that's not bad. We actually got more souls than I was expecting us to get. Oh, whoops, I do need to actually turn human. That is a bit of a priority. I'm debating kindling this bonfire. It might be helpful later when we go through this door, which is sealed, locked by some mystery contraption. We can cross that bridge when we come to it, though. Like I said, every time we walk by here, we're gonna have to deal with these trees again. Oh no! Oh, that's bad. I forgot that you could grab. Okay, well, that's 2 of them down. Fighting 1 at a time, very, very easy. 2 at a time is maybe manageable. 3 at a time is where it starts to get pretty tricky. By the way, these giant sleeping stone knights, you can kind of see them. They're fairly obvious if you're paying attention. If you just avoid them and don't go near them, they won't wake up. So you don't really have to worry about that. Where we're headed to the boss fight here. Ooh, you actually attack. That was fun. Where we are headed, there is one sleeping directly in front of where we need to go, so this one right here we do actually need to fight. Cool. Not a problem. So then back here is the NPC. This is one of the rare exceptions where I do actually absolutely need to summon the NPC. Because if you don't summon Witch Beatrice here for this boss fight, she will not be available to summon in a later boss fight. And if you don't summon her at the later boss fight, you can't get her equipment, her weapon and armor. Not weapons, she only has one. It's a catalyst. It's a pretty cool catalyst. I mean, look at that. Casting spells. It's a nice little magic wand. She has a pretty cool hat, too. I like the witch's hat. Okie dokie. Boss time. There you are. Really cool music here. And Witch Beatrice will just wreck it. She has really powerful sorceries. She's just gonna dominate this thing. And then, if it ever actually lands, we can pound away at it with our melee attack. Oh boy. I didn't see it attack there. I need to pay more attention. Here we go. So it's going to land, and I can probably just kill it in like 1 or 2 hits. This thing does not have much HP. It's a really, really easy boss. And if you... I mean, I didn't really care, but if you actually try to like dodge its attacks, you can dodge them all. It's not too tricky. Okay, cool. Ooh, 10,000 souls. That's awesome. That gives us more than enough to go buy the ring that I'm after. So let's see. If we come up here, I believe we have an old blacksmith ember that I'm probably not going to use. Ooh, Watchtower basement key. That would open the door to Havel the Rock, which I could open because I already have the master key. Divine Ember, yep, that will upgrade weapons and enchant them with like divine power so that they do extra damage according to your faith. And then, you know, that gives you like divine weapons so you can kill the skeletons and all that stuff that I've mentioned before. And then the Homeward Bone, I will actually, you know what, I will take you up on that Homeward Bone offer. Thank you. And we will return to the last bonfire we rested at. Okay, so before I wrap up this video, we have 2 more brief stops that we need to make. There are 2 items I need to go buy. One is just a silly, simple, goofy item that I'm going to go buy so that we can trade away. I'll explain more about the trading when we get there. That's for another video. And then the other thing is going to be our Ring of Magic Resistance. Whatever that thing's called. And they're both going to be back in the Undead Burg. One is going to be at the merchant back by the beginning of the Undead Burg. That's where we're going to buy the ring, I believe. And then the other item, which is going to be a prism stone, we can buy that from the crazy merchant lady. I haven't actually talked to her, but she's in the like that one long sewer tunnel that kind of leads back into the lower Undead Burg with the crazy ninja assassins and the poisonous dog monsters and all that stuff. Poisonous. Bleeding. They inflict bleeding. So, when I opened up that shortcut back to Firelink, there was a merchant lady there. I didn't talk to her, but you'll see her in a moment. So we'll be doing those things. Huh. Alright, just gonna rest there. That gives us a checkpoint here. We have a couple thousand souls left over. We could conceivably level up once or twice. I kind of like that idea. Yeah, I am fairly tempted to do that. Ooh, and I'm also human right now, so we might run into trouble with invaders. Actually, no, wait. I don't know that you can be invaded in an area once you've defeated the boss. I think it's very similar to being able to summon people. After you defeat the boss, you cannot summon people in a given area. I don't think you can be invaded in that area either. Either way, we're safe in Firelink. We will not be able to be invaded when we're here. cool. I actually feel pretty good about this. Yeah, I'm gonna rest here, and this will give us a checkpoint, and then we can also homeward bone back to Firelink. I think that's gonna be useful. So, off to our 2 merchant friends. Boy, I love the range on this sword. Boy, I really love the range on this sword. I will kill the rats. Rats, as we saw in a previous video, always have a chance of dropping humanity. Very small chance, but humanity is a fairly precious resource in this game. Especially if you want to do Covenant-related things, or if you want to see some of the NPC quests all the way through to completion, or their stories. I call them quests. They're just stories. It's just, you have to interact with the NPCs at certain points in time, whatever. Here we go, this lady. She's crazy. Very soft talker, too. Yeah.
I need your souls.
She sells the mosses. So I could have spent 500 souls a piece on buying these purple moss clumps, or we go kill a couple trees and get a bunch of them. Like, yeah. Purging Stone, Curing Curse. I mentioned earlier you could buy them for 6,000 souls. This is where you buy them for 6,000 souls. The other guy sells them for much, much cheaper. So don't buy them here. Boy, I never use these things. We'll buy 10.
Come again, if you please.
Alright, whatever. Don't need to go that way. I think it's quicker if we go back this way to get over to the other merchant. I love having an actual powerful weapon like this. You gotta be careful. I really don't want to get way too cocky, because bad things tend to happen when I get cocky in this game, but boy, it's tough to not feel overpowered right now. Swing and a miss. See, and that's what I'm talking about. I can very easily get killed by that archer behind us. Well, you know what? We can also kill the Black Knight while we're here. We'll do that, too. Okay, merchant.
Well, now. Then you are trying.
Yes, yes. Blah, blah, blah. Souls. Whatever. Residence Key. We could use this and go free the Sorcerer's Apprentice guy, and he can teach us sorceries. I don't care. Don't need to buy any weapons. You not sell the ring? I thought he sold the ring. Huh. Okay, well.
What I'll go and...
It might not. Maybe he sells it later. I could have sworn that he sold the ring. Unless the other lady that I was just at sells the ring and I just didn't bother checking. That is also entirely possible. Okay, well, so as to not completely waste all of our time here, we will go kill the Black Knight. Just because my overconfidence is making me do silly things. for absolutely no reason. Kill those guys. I do still want to come up here and deal with the archer, because otherwise we have an archer shooting at us the whole time, and that would be quite irritating. Ooh. Oh boy, and then I still have no armor, so if I do get hit like that, it just, it's game over for me. Like, I just lose so much health. Okay, so those guys are all dead. This is the Black Knight. Down here, we should get some sort of Titanite chunk for killing him. And then he will be gone forever. We can get that ring that he's protecting, though. I don't think it's a very good ring. Here, will you come up here, please? Okay. Will you keep coming up here, please? This one has a sword. And backstab? Yeah, look at that. Ah, just like the first one. Okay, well, we got a Titanite chunk. That's cool. Okie dokie. I think that's good enough for now. We did accomplish quite a bit. I actually have a fair bit of cash on me. I would love to figure out where I can buy that magic ring. I totally am forgetting where it is. It might be back with the Moss Lady. I will go check. Anyway, thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. May the grace of the Twilight Dragon be with you.